Alright, what is going on YouTube? This is your boy PXG Cash Howard coming at you with week 9 of the Pokemon Forever Association League battles versus the Schenectady Sceptiles. So now first things first, you're probably wondering where's the week 8 video? Week 8 where we were fighting Zigzagger and like a rematch thing. We didn't end up doing it on the DS, we ended up doing it on Showdown. I'm not really the biggest fan of Showdown in terms of doing the replays on and posting them up on YouTube, whatever. He ended up winning 2-0 versus us. The match overall took 70 something turns on top of it. It was like a long ordeal. We're not even gonna get into that. So we're up to week 9. That's all that matters right now. So one thing to note, starting also week 9, even though I didn't bring the Pokemon either, there was another drop ad period, kind of like how last time we picked up Gastrodon by getting rid of Venusaur. There was another drop ad period. I wasn't originally going to participate in it because I feel like my team alone is already decent as it is, but the opportunity arose and someone dropped Suicune, and seeing how Gyarados hasn't really been doing much for me, like I do enjoy Gyarados in certain situations, but in terms of like my squad right now, Gyarados didn't really seem to have like a real use. So I ended up dropping Gyarados, so we do now have a Suicune. He did not. He was eligible to participate starting this week. I didn't really see a real purpose to use him this week. So now moving along. This week's opponent is, like I said, Schenectady Sceptiles, being led by Italian. I can tell you one thing, and I've told this to Italian before the match and after the match. Italian's team alone scared me because Italian's team was almost like the equivalent of my team, where we had a lot of Pokemon with stats above 100 in certain situations. Like for example, like on my team right now, Gardevoir has high stats in the hundreds in both what is it? No, she has 3. Her speed, her special attack, and her special defense are all at 100. Above 100. Heatran, for example, has physical defense, special attack, special defense. My Kyurem has 100 in everything but special defense and speed, so on and so on. Italian's team was like essentially identical. He had Pokemon with at least 2 or 3 stats per poke above 100. And the majority of his were in speed, which would really hinder me because I don't have many Pokemon with high speed. The ones I do are close to 100. The fastest poke I currently have in my arsenal is Tauros, and Tauros wouldn't really have been much of a help for me this week, so the reveal of Mill the 4th won't be till a couple more weeks. Especially it'll be hard to consider the fact how really good of a poke Mill the 3rd was. Mill the 4th has really big shoes to fill in. So now, as I said, look at Italian's team, even though we're coming off straight from PAX. We were supposed to have our battle before PAX, but since there was also an extension of when the battles were due, and Italian probably knew if he was in my situation, the same thing would have occurred, where going to PAX, before PAX, there wasn't enough time that we could have had our battle, and probably immediately after PAX, our mind wouldn't be in the battles. So we essentially held off our battle till about a couple days after, and by that point, I guess I don't know if he's been working on his team beforehand. I literally took those days to sit down, plan out really carefully what to bring in, because Italian, as it stands, is the second, the person in second place on the league, having only lost to one person, I believe, at the time. I could be wrong, but I do remember Italian being losing to only the person currently in first place. So I really do have a lot of work to put up. So like I said, looking at his squad from the get-go, he had a really, I think the first 7 or 8 pokes he had in his arsenal were really good. He literally ends up bringing in the first 4 on his list. Cofagrigus is like the lowest poke on his list in terms of tier. Now, the one Pokemon that he has currently on his team right now I was not expecting to see was Blissey. as I was still under the impression that he still had a regular Gardevoir, but it skipped my mind that during the drop ad period, he himself also dropped Gardevoir for Blissey. So, as you see, my squad brought in the 2 fire types. We have both Heatran and Volcarona. Brought in Hitmontop just in case. Most of the pokes that he had on the lower tier were people that could actually throw out hazards. So this time around, I knew I was going to need it, especially since Volcarona's going to be coming in and not leading. Of course, we got the girl Vera Wang, Mega Gardevoir, we got Umbreon, we got Kyurem, and he brought along Jirachi, Starmie, his Mega Charizard X, Blissey, Lando I, which is not Sheer Force, just in case anyone's wondering, and Cofagrigus. So as I said, this is actually like probably one of my favorite matches so far in the league, and it was really good. So let's see what happens. This is week 9 of the Pokemon Forever Association, the Puerto Rican Panchams versus the Schenectady Sceptiles. Alright, so he leads off with Atem, the Cofagrigus. And I lead off with Heatran. So quickly, I start off with throwing out the Stealth Rocks. And he quickly starts off by throwing Toxic Spikes. So now, as much as I do want to come out right now and just start rapid spinning, the Ghost doesn't actually stop me. I go for Lava Plume. I know Cofagrigus is not known for special defenses. Leads off with a second. He releases another set of Toxic Spike. So at this point now, it's anyone that touches it will be the same as being inflicted by Toxic. I do get the burn off of him. He goes for Pain Split. He recovers his health based on my health, so he brings up almost past half health. And the leftover recovery, he does get burn damage taken back. So he withdraws the Tem, the Cofagrigus, and goes into Effie, the Blissey. As we all know, Blissey is both annoying but a very good special wall, so this Lava Plume's pretty much not going to do much to her. So knowing for a fact that there's pretty much nothing she can really do, but just in case, I recall I go into Black Kyurem. And she goes for Heal Bell to heal the burn off of Cofagrigus. At this point it was revealed Heal Bell withdraws Blissey, goes back into Cofagrigus, does take some damage from the rocks, and I go into Outrage, which should be no, it's probably living at 1 HP with Cofagrigus. So he probably brings himself back up to like about 10. I do take some more damage from the spikes. And hit him with the Outrage one more time as I am Scarfed. I believe I am. No, I don't think I am. I think it's just the fact that Cofagrigus is that slow. But we do knock off Cofagrigus to just now 6v5. I'm now both not only by poison, I'm also still taking damage from I'm now confused, but I recall, because I don't want to stay in case this thing has Dazzling Gleam. Going to Hitmontop, and now think about what I just said would make no sense, because if it had Dazzling Gleam, it would probably kill me too. But at least I go off with the Intimidate. Goes for the Play Rough. Luckily the Intimidate did lower the amount of damage it did, and it's Life Orb, so I don't have to worry about this being Scarfed. But at the same time, I know now that it's not stuck to one move. So I go into Heatran. Jirachi goes for Heart Stamp, which pops my Air Balloon. Ducks take more damage from the life orb. Now we're quickly to cross Jirachi and goes into Effie the Blissey again. Probably knowing full well what I'm going to go for right now, which is the Lava Plume. Effie's sitting at about 60-ish% health, which goes back up with the leftovers recovery. I recall Heat Ran. Go into Umbreon. And the spike's still on the floor. Effie goes for Seismic Toss. It's guaranteed to do 50. I do recover some health back. Umbreon takes some damage from the poison. I go for my own heal bell. Moving the poison off of my 3 pokes so far, Umbreon, Kyurem, and him on top. Effie goes for Seismic Toss again, which will put me at a 101. We do get some recovery back up. Effie meanwhile continues to recover with the special defense. Effie goes again for the Seismic Toss, bringing us down to 63. I switch out Umbreon. He's probably going to do one more Seismic Toss. I go into him on top, because if that's the case, I can at least quit, since a couple of units is now gone, I can Rapid Spin freely, but things don't always go as planned. Withdraws Effie and goes into Stardust to star me. And I do get the wish healing from Umbreon. And you guys know that, well, I'm not staying in. So I go into Kyurem, expecting a Psychic. Poison again, inflicting Black Kyurem. Instead, goes for Rapid Spin. I probably could have stood in and Rapid Spin myself, but I didn't want to take that risk. He is Life Orbed, which makes me breathe a little bit easier, so I go for Fusion Bolt. And Stardust, the Starmie goes down. Right now we're leading with a nice, we're still standing with a nice 6-4 situation right now. Goes into Jirachi, who I know has Play Rough, so I'm not leaving Kyurem in. So far it's revealed Heart Stamp and Play Rough, so I'll go into Heat Ran, who can take both of those hits. I don't know what the other 2 moves are. So it does a crit. I wasn't really expecting that to happen. He takes more damage from the Life Orb. Goes for Heart Stamp again. I live at 1 HP. Gets hit, but I got flinched because, you know, the power of Serene Grace. And Heat Ran is definitely not going to live with more Heart Stamp. So Heat Ran goes down. And it was a crit because, you know, the crit did matter there. So now we're at a 5v4 situation. Jirachi taking more damage from the Life Orb. I go into Volcarona. So he withdraws Jirachi. Goes into Deathwing the Charizard. I go for the Flamethrower. I didn't want to risk doing a D-Dance and something bad, D-Dance, a Quiver Dance, something bad would happen. So now he's gonna Mega Evolve his Charizard X because he knows full well there's really nothing a Volcarona can actually do to touch a Charizard X, but I came prepared. I use Hidden Power, Ground, and Charizard X goes down. So right off the bat, I'm slowly removing one by one the problematic pokes on from the squad. He goes into Reno Jackson, the Lando. I recall Volcarona. I go into Umbreon. He goes for Earth Power. I believe I live this. I do not. And Umbreon goes down after pulling his clerical duties. He's also Life Orb, so most of his, I believe almost all his Poke are Life Orb this go round. I go for the Intimidate. I do lower Lando's thing, but it doesn't matter. He's gonna go into Jirachi. This time I took the initiative and actually Rapid Spin. Removing those toxic spikes have been a hindrance. But at this point I can't really do a thing about healing Hitmontop's own poison. I go for the Sucker Punch because I do know Jirachi is weak to this. It does not kill. It was just close enough to kill him, but he might kill himself actually with the Life Orb Dem. Hitmontop lives. Jirachi does not. And Jirachi goes down. So now we're sitting at a 4v2 situation. So Effie, the Blissey comes out. Hitmontop goes for the Endeavor. Please bring Effie down to low health. But quickly goes for Soft Boil. Not sure if he saw that coming. Or just want to make sure he had enough healing in. I don't believe Hitmontop can live another wave of the Toxic, and he does not. And Hitmontop goes down. So I go into Verawang, the Gardevoir. I trace her Natural Cure. Wouldn't really do much for me since I'm not afflicted by anything. I go into the Mega Evolve. So knowing full well how especially bulky this is, I go and attack his physical defense, and I use Psy Shock. Ironically, I probably should have kept Natural Cure, because now I'm actually afflicted by his status. I think I think at this point, I think my entire squad is poisoned actually. Because I believe, yeah, everyone I think at this point is poisoned. So there's now a race against poison time. I go for the Psy Shock again. Effie is not able to actually live it. Effie goes down. And the last Pokemon remaining is Lando I, who is faster than me, goes for the Earth Power. Doesn't do enough. He does take the Life Orb damage. I go straight for the Hyper Voice, which is pixelated boosted and is stabbed. So Lando I goes down, and we win in a 3-0 situation.
And there goes the battle!
As I said, once the battle was done, me and Italian kept talking because we both enjoyed this match heavily. I told him how much his squad actually scared me to death. He told me how his main question was the fact that what my Volcarona had, and I told him it was Hidden Power Ground, and he was actually kind of surprised by that because unlike my other league and this league, which I didn't know until like a couple days ago, we're not required to Mega immediately. I think it's in the first 3 turns we're supposed to. So had he not Mega'd, he probably would have revealed, he probably would have realized that it was Hidden Power Ground and maybe would have been able to live and kill. But who knows at this point. Next week we're actually off because my scheduled opponent left the league, so we have a bye next week. So immediately after the week of the bye, which will be week 11, we'll be fighting someone we've already fought before in Yu-Gi-Oh! Trav and a Syracuse Swallow. So until next time, this is your boy PXG Cash Howard. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Laters!